Yes, good evening, everyone. Today is a Saturday, date 7th September 2024. It's a nice day that we are going to have another discussion on issues which have been on among issues which have been going through, especially during the week. We saw the president had traveled to China with the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. He was accompanied by some cabinet secretaries together with some governors. Apart from that, we also saw a young man by the name Morara walking through the country trying to remind the people of Kenya what is really happening on ground. Another thing which really happened, which was not really nice, the fire that engulfed the school is called Endarasha Academy, of which first of all we want to take this opportunity to as a channel to send our condolences to the people, to the families who lost their kids. I think it is not really a good thing losing young people. Young people, they say that young people are the future. With the young people we can see a lot of many things, so we are sending our condolences to the families who lost their children in that fire. And we are also taking this opportunity to let the people in charge, the government, that they should ensure that such kind of things do not happen in future, because losing children is one very painful thing. I know the families are going through a lot. Yeah, Mr. Miguda, I'm taking this opportunity to also give you a chance to say hi to the viewers before we get into the discussions.
I'd like to say hello to everyone and welcome to Brother Benson Media, where we discuss comprehensive politics and governance, law democracy. Welcome all and enjoy the conversation.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miguda. Maybe we first talk about this fire incidents that engulfed a school, and we ended up losing so many students in this school. I think this is a school that we've heard of it. I remember there's a time that it took some students to national level when they were participating in, I think it was in games. So it is so painful that we lost almost 18 students. And my question to you is, why are we still going through such kind of things if the Ministry of Education had given guidelines on how dormitories should be built and how the beds and everything should be placed, of which if this school had followed what was really right as per the guidelines that were given by the education ministry, I don't really think this would have happened. And again, we're also having so many questions that if this fire started, of course, there are always the matrons who are supposed to be taking care of these kids and maybe giving them advices on what, especially when emergencies strike. The question we're actually asking ourselves is, where were the matrons? Where were the people who provide security in the school? Why didn't they act swift to ensure that we did not get to this point? Maybe your comment on what happened, on maybe a solution to it, so that we don't end up losing young people.
The incident was very tragic and it's very unfortunate that we lost lives. We ought not to have lost life. You know, that is it's an accident. Even when I was in high school, there was a time our dome was burnt, but we never lost lives. I think we should look at the measures that were put in the school. Things like fire extinguisher, things like on how students should be arranged in dormitories. It is an all collective responsibility. we cannot blame only the cabinet secretary for education because the cabinet secretary of education does not reside in those schools. And even if it could have resided there, he has no capacity to go and switch off that fire. So I think once there are regulations that has been put out by the people who are responsible, it is now the duty of the school to take care of such things. Things like fire extinguisher could not be missing in schools. Students also should be. We do not know the cause of the fire. Maybe it came from. You don't know who caused it. Maybe no school. There are many things. There are many people who are involved. There are teachers. There are support staffs. There are students. So you don't know who caused it and what was the cause. Maybe it was anger from student. Maybe it was there was no there was disunity between parents, staffs, teachers, and students. Like our case, it was between students and teachers. So some of the students went ahead and burned the dorms. So we should give the investigative agencies time to do thorough investigation and come to the source of the what caused the fire. After that one, they have found the culprits or the perpetrators should be held into accountable so that we do not see such future occurrences. Previously, many domes have been burnt in this country. Even just 2 days after the international dome was burnt, there was a certain school also again who also burnt their dome. There was a time whereby it used to be burnt across the country because students were fed up with. They wanted to go for half term. I don't know, they wanted to go for early holidays. So there's a certain trend whereby if they heard that this school has burnt the dome, the other students also burnt their dome. Currently, I can't speak. I don't have anyone to blame. I would just like to give the investigative agency to carry out the investigation and give us the reliable information whereby we can find out who are the people behind the cause of such fire. But it's very unfortunate that we lost lives, more so the younger generation, the younger people who ought not to have died in that tragic fire incident. It's very unfortunate, and for the families, we are sending to you condolence.
Mr. Migudo, losing lives, especially for the young people, is one very tragic thing in this era. And this is not actually the first time that we're seeing a mass, like so many number of children being killed in such kind of incidences. And I think if such kind of things happen, we should actually take we should learn something out of it and then try to protect uh, children so that we don't experience such kind of thing. You remember there's a time, was it Moi girls? They lost so many number of so many students, and it was also a very painful thing. I remember the government came out and gave very strict guidelines, and they said that if there's any school that is not going to comply, then the school would be closed. And then there's this issue of boarding school that came up. They said that if such kind of things continues, then boarding should be abolished. And then, of course, there are so many people who say that it is not right for boarding to be abolished. What needs to be done is the regulations which have been put in place should be followed to the latter. Now, my question to you is this school, I understand it's a private school. And from what we know, private school are actually vetted thoroughly before they're given a license to operate the boarding schools. From where I sit, I think this is something that we would have somehow avoided if the guidelines which have been there were followed. If they had enough escape doors, emergency doors, if they had people on standby who are supposed to check on children. Remember, these were young people, so there should be people responsible taking care of them, like matrons. My question to you is, do you think the guidelines which have been put in place are being followed in the entire country? And are our children really safe in the schools where they are? if we can lose 18 children, that's a very painful, serious thing as a country that we need to really look into ways to avoid such kind of things. So maybe your comment on that. Are we really following, and the people who are responsible, are they going through the schools to ensure that the guidelines which have been put in place are being followed so that we don't end up losing young people every year? Because these are things that we can avoid as a people.
Sometimes it can be negligence, but I do not want to give it a benefit of doubt because personally I told you that while I was in high school, in Form 2, our dome was burnt. The other dome, but not the one I was sleeping. So it means I understand the reason, the cause of this fire. It was not burnt that it was a tragic fire incident. Sometimes we need to know who brought the fire, the source. Like maybe who burnt that dome or who caused the fire. It can be a tragic fire incident, but there must be someone who might have caused it. Now, the question we should ask ourselves, what could be the reasons? Because on our time, we were detained not to go for half terms, and the exams were just near. So the Form 4s, in their own wisdom or lack of the same, so it was that they could have burnt the dome so that we could not have a place to sleep. We could go for half terms to sleep in our homes. The guidelines have been put, yes, the way we have said, and the fact that this school is private school, I expect that they are thorough in terms of their guidelines and their following regulations. Because victims of private schools understand how they are being treated because they pay a lot of school fees, they cater for all the regulations in schools. So whether it's a private school or public school, the incident does not care whether you are coming from private or public. Maybe there was some misunderstanding between the triangle, that is the staff, teachers, and students. Or maybe there was misunderstanding or disunity. You never know. So that's why I can give it a benefit of doubt that it might be negligence, but let us wait for the report from the investigative agency that you can find out what, not who caused the fire, but what was the cause. How did we come to this place? What caused this thing? Was there any disagreement, or was there any disunity, or was there any rift between the staff or the student? Because at sometimes it is the people who live around the school who actually participate in burning of these schools. So we should find out. That's why he told you, let us give it to
Okay.
investigative agencies to carry out their duty.
We are being told that like an hour or 40 minutes ago, Isiolo Girls High School was also on fire, and we are being told that the cause of fire is yet to be established, and that Kenya Red Cross says that it has dispatched a team to the scene. So far, no casualties have been reported. On this issue of fire that we've been seeing in schools, Mr. Miguda, when it comes to response, you know, where students are, where people live, especially when things to do with fire, whenever they come up, whenever they are seen, there should be a response team that is very swift because the lives have to be saved. And the Constitution also gives that assurance that our lives is one very important thing. And the people in leadership and even the government have a responsibility to ensure that our lives are protected by all means. Whenever these fires have come up, we've not seen any swift uh, response by the county government agencies and even national. We are not seeing even the firefighters coming in response, coming at the right time to rescue or to try stop the fire. And that is why actually we've ended up losing a lot of many students. My question to you, Mr. Migud, I don't know if you are there. Mr. Migud, are you there? I think he's having a problem with his network. Yeah, so this issue of fire, whenever it comes up, you've seen that there's always no people on standby to ensure that the firefighters on standby to ensure that they come and rescue. If we follow, for example, this school that burned in Nyeri, we are being told that the fire response team arrived there very late, and the first that arrived, they didn't have enough equipment to put off the fire. So we are being, I think we are in at a crossroad as a country. If we have a department that deals with the, we have departments that are responsible for putting off the fire within the county, and they're being given money by the county governments. Mr. Miguda, I think we had lost you. My question to you was, as a country, we have departments like the firefighters who are always at county headquarters, and actually the people of Kenya pay tax to finance and to ensure that the firefighters are well equipped. My question to you is this department, is it really active? Is it really solving the problems that you are facing as a country whenever fire erupts? Because if they've been coming out swiftly to try come and rescue people, then we would not be losing this many people. We've seen instances where firefighters come to the scene, and then we are being told that they don't have enough water, or there's some functioning equipments in that fire, whatever. My question to you is, are we really prepared as a country to deal with fire, especially when they erupt? Because we saw the same thing in Toy Market. There were almost 4 or 5 people who were burnt in that market. And when we were following up, we were being told that firefighters came after 5 hours. And those are people who are staying within it. Do we, as a country, are we really in safe hands, especially with these departments dealing with fire? Are you seeing any positive response from them when it comes to saving life and reacting to emergencies?
In my previous submission, I brought the issue of negligence. Still, I'll give it a benefit of doubt about negligence because not only fire but also electricity. Remember, sometimes back while you are in primary school, and many girls.
I don't know. Your network seems not to be very strong. I don't know why.
You can't hear me. You can't hear me.
It keeps dropping.
Why?
Maybe you can let us know. You can
I
proceed,
speak?
but it's dropping. Yeah.
I'm saying, or maybe I was not audible. I'm saying, if I'm breaking, you let me know. You don't allow me to speak and I'm breaking. So I'm saying, there was a time when you were in primary school, there was a fire, there was electricity that broke at Nyabondo Girls St. Anne's. Many people were injured, remember? And when these people were injured, I think as a nation, we are not ready to counter fire incidents and electricity incidents. It is just by the grace of God that some of us are alive. Because these so-called firefighters, they are only quick to respond so that they can save the properties, but not lives. Because they take too long to come. When they take too long to respond, we could have lost many lives. Many people are going to die, but they can come and save a bit of properties. So they are just specifically to save the properties, but not lives. Because, for instance, like in the case of Toy Market, they took long to come. That's why we lost like four people have to lose their lives. The issue of Endarasha, we lost many students. Why? Because they took long to come. But you can find sometimes the property was saved. So these firefighters gadgets were just made there to save properties, not to save lives. Sometimes electricity can erupt or can break in a certain estate. For the Kenya Power people to come and rescue people, you can lose many lives, but they can come later and save the property. I disagree that these so-called firefighters machines are deliberately there to save lives of people. They're just there to come and save the properties, not lives of people. Because How long can you survive once the fires hit you or electricity has hit you? For how long can you survive waiting for a certain machine to come and save your lives? So purposely, these machines are just deliberately to save the properties, but not the lives of the people. Because sometimes there are traffics, so you can take time to come and rescue that lives. It is upon us, the people, wherever we are, we have a duty. That's why I introduced the negligence. You have a duty of care wherever you are, that you must be responsible. If there is fire extinguisher, you must know how to use it. If there is, for instance, if you have an electricity, you must know when to switch off whenever there is any emergency into your house. So it's our personal duty to take care of your surrounding when it comes to fire and electricity. Because when you are there lazing around that, the government will take care of you. The government will come later and save the properties, but not your life. You should take care of your life wherever you are. With all those measures which have been put, you should, because like us, we know how to operate fire extinguisher. Because anytime fire can break into a school, we know how to operate electricity because anytime electricity can break wherever, even in the buildings. You don't need to wait for the responsible team to come and save your life. You can
Yeah.
save your life by yourself. So it's our duty as citizens, other than waiting for the measure from government, also to be very responsible. That's why I introduced the issue of negligence. We have a duty of care to ensure that we are safe in our surrounding.
Yes, Mr. Miguda, I think it is also right to note that the government has not really done much when it comes to giving or letting people understand how to operate, how to fight fire, how to react whenever fire is broken. Because personally, I've never seen anywhere where people are being taught on how to react, on how to behave whenever fire comes up. So I think the government has also let the people down because people do not have the knowledge on how to react. People do not have, there's no sensitization among the people, especially the young people, on how to react because fire has really caused a lot. If maybe we just speak about this year alone, not just even this year. Every year we've seen fire consuming people, and people do not even know how to behave and how to react whenever fire erupts. The other day it was in Toy, so many people were burnt there and they died. The other day it has been in schools. The other day there's one in Embakasi that erupted. The other day it was in Ngara, around Ngara, and people have been dying. So I think as a country, this is a serious thing that the members of parliament should actually discuss it and try come up with ways on how they can help the people and even the government to come up with some legislations so that we may see this issue being tackled with a lot of care. Life of people is one precious thing, and a government has that responsibility to educate its people so that we don't end up getting into these situations. Maybe before we get out of this topic, I also wanted to talk about the accidents. I think this week and last week alone, we've lost more than 30 people in accidents. We've been seeing every day. The other day it was in Nithi, we lost almost more than 10 people in accident. Just the same week, we lost more than 10 people in Moroni, Kericho Road. After maybe 2 or 3 days, there was also another accident along that same route. We lost almost 5 people. We've been losing people in accidents. I think this is also a serious thing that we need to have a look at as a people because is it the roads which are not safe for our people, or are there the people who are supposed to, the guidelines which have been placed in the roads, are they being followed by the drivers? If not, who are the people who are given the mandate to ensure that the rules are followed? I think the police needs to be on watch to ensure that the rules which have been put in place are followed, and that people are also educated very well on how to use the road. Roads Road has been a major killer in this republic. We've lost so many people, and we are still losing so many people. Every day we see accidents killing so many people. We are taking this opportunity again as a channel to remind the people in leadership that lives of the people of Kenya is a precious thing, and they need to put in place measures to curb and to ensure that we don't lose lives, both whether it's in accident, whether it's in fire, anything that is losing life or making us lose life is something that they need to look into. Mr. Miguda, before we get to any of the next topic, do you have anything else to say about the accidents and the fire?
I will focus on the accident because we have discussed about the fire into details. The accident, according to me, I can't blame the roads, or I cannot blame that we have bad roads, because in the same bad roads, there are people who are successfully ending up not losing lives as drivers. I have things I can blame. Number one, I can blame the state of the driver. So, when a driver is drunk, sometimes is have impaired judgment, it can cause an accident. Or if you have a careless driver, a driver who is not well trained as per the driving schools in this country, per the regulations. So a careless driver can cause accident. The state of a driver who is not insane, who is not sane, can cause accident. And also the regulation which has been put on our public service vehicle. For instance, the speed governors. There are those drivers who go beyond the speed governors requirement in the public roads. There are those drivers as well, or those touts who their passengers are not putting on safety belts. Yeah. So you are having passengers without safety belts in your vehicle. And there are also those touts who also overload their vehicle. For instance, we have a 14-passenger public service vehicle. They're overloading in it until it carries 21 people, and with even luggage. So you ask yourself, before we blame our roads, we should look at the state of the driver. Was the driver sane? Was the driver drunk? Was the driver careless? What about the tout? Did the tout ask the passengers to put on safety belt? Did the tout ask the passengers not to overload? Then I'll also blame the police, the traffic police. Why do they allow such people to use our public service, our public roads, and they are in those roads? They are being paid to man those roads. They're even having roadblocks. They're even having the bond sheet, whereby they can write for you a bond when you are misusing our roads. Police officers, the traffic police should be responsible for such road accidents because they were in those roads. I'll also blame the NTSA, because NTSA sometimes, when someone has overspeed, they allow him to go after they have taken a bribe. So we should understand that the cause of accident emerges from the state of the driver and the condition of the vehicle, because there sometimes you can find an accident has occurred, but some people have survived. When you look at the person who survived, maybe was putting a safety belt, but the people who have died were not putting a safety belt. Sometimes you find out the people who died, for instance, there was a case whereby there were 40 passengers, 39 died, one survived, and the vehicle is meant to carry 24 passengers. So you ask yourself, where did these 60 passengers came from? It means the tout or the driver allow overloading of our vehicles. So if it could have not been overloaded, it could have carried 24. We could have lost at least 23 lives. One could have survived instead of losing 15 more lives. So you see, we lost 15 more lives because we overloaded our vehicle. 15 people could have survived. If the reason why I'm talking about overloading, not applying road regulations like safety belt or speed governor. Most of you, Kevin, you are a regular traveler. The vehicles that are always on the roads from Nairobi to Nyanza, they are rare for them to have accidents because they carry the maximum passengers as prescribed by the bus. Some of them, their speed governance has been regulated, like Easy Coach. For you to reach your destination, it always later, 2 hours later, to the vehicles that have left Nairobi. So let us check on our safety on the roads. Let us not overspeed. Let us check on our safety belt. Let us not overload our vehicle. And also the traffic police officer should ensure that the traffic rules and regulations are followed to the letter. NTSA should come in and ensure that most vehicles, their speed governors are regulated.
Yes, Mr. Miguda, I totally agree with you. And sometimes I wonder because every morning when I wake up, maybe when if I'm going to work in the morning, I always see some Nissans carrying a matatu carrying, which is supposed to carry 14 passengers. Uh, that is including the conductor. But I do see them carry, I've been counting 2021 to 2023. And then I ask myself, uh, of course, the driver and the driver would be making a mistake. And again, these people pass through traffic police stations, and we've been seeing them whenever they are passing where police officers are. They know they're supposed to give them something, and then they go. Then I ask myself, if this is happening within the Nairobi County, that is the capital city of Kenya, what about these other counties which are far away from the capital city, where power dwells? I think the issue of negligence is a true thing, and the corruption that we're seeing among the police who are supposed to ensure that there is uh, that laws are followed within the traffic laws are followed. They're not really doing that, and again, the drivers are not also doing the same. We have also seen so many instances. There are so many vehicles which are not roadworthy. You wonder if they went through inspection by the NTSA. They are still within the roads. I've seen so many times vehicles which are not even supposed to be getting to town. Sometimes they do cause a lot of jam. That is why we are having so many issues of jam within Nairobi City. So I think it is our responsibility to remind people who are responsible, the traffic police, the NTSA, let them do their work. We would not be losing people if they would be doing their work. We would not be losing people if the drivers would be following the laws. But I think because the police officers have made it a normal thing, like a lifestyle, that they have to be taking bribes from drivers. Now I think the drivers are also trying to fail people or to overload just because they want to get some extra cash to share with the police. As a country, we have to be very careful. Anything that deals with the people, anything that will ensure safety of the people, anything that will ensure that we don't lose people, we need to look into that. And any police officer, I think the people who are responsible of arresting police officers are also taking bribes within the roads. They should act with a lot of shift because we cannot continue as a country losing people just because someone has just neglected their work. Uh, Allow me to read these comments from our viewers. Benson is saying our condolences to the family who have lost their loved ones. Kisumu Newsline is saying we do not learn from past experience. That's true. We totally agree with him because we've been seeing fires in schools. We are continuing to see fire. That's a threat to us. Judith is reminding us here that the number has increased to 21. We've lost 21 young students, people who still have the energy to do a lot in this country, just because some people slept on their job. Uh, uh, Gibson Corner is saying our little angels rest in peace. Kisumu Newsline is saying firefighters are usually in county headquarters. Our disaster management in the country is the worst. We totally agree with him. Judith is saying that most schools have no fire extinguishers, and if at all, Zico, the students are not so conversant with them. Like they need to be enlightened on how to use that. I think we talked about that. Personally, I do not even know how to use a fire extinguisher. That's a fact. Uh, from what I know, I think just because I'd seen now it's being used in the YouTube, maybe I can apply my knowledge, the one that I saw in YouTube, to use it. But there's no one who has taken me through on how it is being used. So if me at my age and with the experience that I have, I cannot use it, I'm not conversant with this, how do you expect students still in primary or high school? I think the government has not taken enough time to educate people on that. We totally agree with her on that. Gibson Connor is saying that no compassion towards the rest of children. Why did they make the kids go and revisit the burnt dormitory? That was wrong because of the psychological torture. These students or children were supposed to be taken to their homes or somewhere so that they can be consoled. She's saying, Gibson is also saying that I've learned that in Kenya, most buildings and even dwelling areas can't pass the fire regulations. They don't have the fire extinguishers, ladders, exits, windows to break during emergencies. It is true, Gibson Corner, because even in the apartments where we live, should fire up, you cannot. There's no way you can't even go through these windows because they're totally sealed. You can't like should any. We are just living by the mercies of God. There's no any regulation. There's nothing. As I think Africans and Kenyans, we are living at the mercies of God. If we don't protect ourselves, no one is protecting us. We have a government that do not care. We totally agree with you on that. Sometimes when I watch movies, those kind of things, whenever fire erupts, we always see some ladders being taken. I don't know how those things even act. I've never seen such kind of things in Kenya. Uh, these fire extinguishers, I've never seen one in the apartment where I live. I only see them in. I saw one. I only see them at the mall. And seriously, as a country, we need to get serious. Someone is also saying that fire stations should be in every county. Yeah, there are fire counties, I think, in every county, but they are not. Whenever they are called upon, when there are emergencies, there is nothing. They will come and tell you you don't have enough water. They will come and tell you that that fire, whatever, got has some mechanical. They will always give excuses. They will not come and do what really they're supposed to do. Yeah, Gibson Connor is also saying that it is the carbon dioxide which kills. Fire education needs to be put in drill. Yeah, so we need to get people who are educating the citizens. The citizens of the Republic of Kenya are not aware of what is really happening and how to behave. Uh, Judith was saying here about the Nithi Bridge. Most drivers are not aware of that road, especially if they are not from Meru. I think if you're using that route for the first time, you have to even you have an event in Meru, please hire Meru drivers. It is true, most people are not very conversant with some roads, and sometimes if you're not conversant, you need to learn, you need to slow down, you need to go with a speed that can save your life. So there's so many comments here from our people. Captain is here. Captain is saying, I don't know how to enter this show. Captain, so sorry. Let me just share the link. I've shared the link there. Kindly join. Uh, Kisumu News Line is saying in our residential area, we do not have exits in case of fire. It is true. I've never seen one where I stay. Uh, I think in every Kenyan should watch this movie, Hit High, and they will be firefighters. Judith, you cannot be firefighters if we are not given enough knowledge or education on how to do this. Mr. Miguda, I think I've read all these. I've read all these comments. If you have anything that you want to add on these comments, And I think we should also change this topic of today, because what we've really dwelt in is serious things that we are going through on how we can help our people, because we had made it a political heading, but I think we'll change it. Your comment on anything you want to say on the comments?
On the comments, I will agree with most of our viewers, but I would just like to maybe inform you that me I know how to use fire extinguisher. Not that because I'm a bit advanced or no, you can just learn. But I wonder why you don't know how to use fire extinguisher and you used to be a scout. And scouts do know how to use fire extinguisher. It is a lesson during the camp when you went for a camp as a scout. You are being taught how to use fire.
Miguda, I agree with you. I was a serious scout. I'm not disputing that. But I want to tell you that I'd never seen, we were scouting those rural areas. We were being told about fire
Okay,
extinguishers. I'd never seen one until I came to Nairobi. So
okay,
kindly
now I
bear.
get you. So you can just learn. That's how I told you. It's just a personal responsibility. You should learn some of these things. How you can put out fire with a fire extinguisher, or how you can, in case of any electricity emergency in your apartment where you are residing, how you can go to the main switch and switch it off, so you can save many lives. So you should learn these things because the government will not come and coach you how to do these things. So most of our viewers, I agree with them on the tragic that we have faced. As we are saying, we condole with the family who have lost their loved ones because they have lost the young people who are very energetic and who could bring a lot of change. When you kill a child or you kill someone who is young, you have destroyed the whole nation. You are killing the nation. So it's very unfortunate. And also to add on top, not only there was a time I went to a certain university. I will not mention its name for purposes of confidentiality. That university is well equipped. Is in fact, if you walk to the entire country, there's no better campus. It's a more of a campus that is well advanced in terms of dealing with fire and electricity. It has exit. It has everything. Even when you are stuck into the lift, this is how they can get you out of that lift in case the electricity went off. That's one campus. One day I'll mention to you that campus privately, Makobura. It's a very nice one. We'll take tour with you that. So most of us we should improve. As we have put our focus more so on malls. But malls we don't go because we don't reside in malls. We reside in estates. We should put more focus on where people are residing, not where people are shopping.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Migoda. There's a comment here from Gibson Corner. Gibson Corner is saying that 1 year ago I visited a place called Roma National Park, and I was in a Nissan which had an accident, split right in the middle, and the driver just told us that what's the fuse. That's so tragic. That's so serious. Yeah, I think one thing that we can also say about the accident that we've been seeing, whenever sometimes we see accidents, even the reaction of the driver, sometimes they react in a way that we we somehow don't understand. Like, whenever accident happen or such kind of things which are which people are not familiar with, you should try to talk to them in a way that you are trying to console them. Like, those who have traveled, whenever by air, whenever there's a problem with the plane, when they are mid-air, the pilot would always come out and tell you that, oh, we are having this problem and we are sorting it in this manner. Like, there's a way they will talk to you, and you'll find that you'll be assured that, oh, there's something, like, this is something they're going to sort. But the drivers, whenever things happen, they just act differently in a way that they're just giving you more psychological torture. So I think that's also something that NTSA, whenever they're giving this driver's license, they should take time and educate them on how to handle people whenever issues like accidents zimetokea. Judith is saying that back in my high school tulionyeshwa how to use fire extinguishers. Judith, I think ulionyeshwa kwa sababu mlitoka high school juzi when there was a lot of fire. So during our time, we did not, personally in the school where I was, I never saw anything like fire extinguisher. I only saw one when I was now out of high school. So firefighters are usually, someone else here is saying that there was no, that road accidents have been the number one killer. Drink and drunk drivers at the cause of accidents. Someone else is also saying that they do not have traffic. Do they have traffic police officers in Kenya? Yeah, we do. They're always there, very early in the morning. They are waiting for matatus which are passing so that they can take 100 bob from them. Every day, whenever I woke up, I always leave house at around 6. You'll find police officers on the road. They don't care whether you're overloading. What they're taking is, I don't know, they have that courage of taking that bribe. I don't know why. So people are having different comments here. And I mean, Kisumu Newsline is saying in our residential area, we do not have exits when fire erupts. Gibson is also saying that thank you for changing the headline. Yeah, so it is our responsibility, especially those of us who have an access to social media. So we have to ensure that we fight for the rights of the people. We have to we have to give solutions and to remind the people in power that it is their responsibility to put in place anything that can ensure that the lives of people are safe. Mr. MIGUDA, now maybe if we can get into some politics. Mr. Morara was in Georgia. He stopped there, he spoke, and people are very happy with his comments. Maybe I just play this and then I'll give you a chance to talk about it.
Niko Juja, watu wanalia Ruto atatumaliza. Tuko Juja, Ruto atatumaliza. Tuko Juja, Ruto amenyonga watoto. Tuko Juja, Ruto amewachilia fisi inakula watu. Ruto ameandika wezi kwa serikali wamsaidie kuiba. Niko Juja, Ruto ameharibu uchumi, watu wanalia hakuna pesa. Watu wa Juja hata msikie hivi. Kiwa na mchumba wako mnachumbiana mmeenda date, mueleze kwamba mambo ya Ruto hatutaki. Na kama kwa bahati ya Mungu atafika 2027, tutamsafirisha nyumbani bila pole yoyote. We will take William Ruto home without apology. Huyo mtu, mambo ya kupigia mtu kwa sababu ni wa kwetu imekwisha. Hatutapiga tena kura ati kwa sababu mtu anatoka kwetu, ati kwa sababu yeye ni wa kabila yetu. Tumejua kwamba wetu ndio wanatukula sana. Mimi nataka niwaambie watu wa Juja, mambo ya dhuraku komera imekwisha. Kutoka sasa tutapima viongozi na matendo. Na matendo ya William Ruto ni uuaji na wizi na uongo. Anasema tumetenga, tumepanga, tumehakikisha. Hapa vile vile tushaweka mpango ingine. Mimi nitazungumza na huyo mjumbe wenu. Hawa nilikuwa nimeweka pesa lakini wakaleta kizirani. Kwa hii finance bill inakuja, mimi nitaweka pesa ingine. ili hawa vijana waweze kupata kazi. Anasema anawajengea nyumba 160,000 at affordable housing, na ameumiza uchumi, hatuna pesa. Anataka tutoe wapi pesa ya kununua nyumba? William Ruto anatuuzia bed sita Kirinyaga housing program 1.7 million. Kuna mtu wako hapa anaweza nunua nyumba ya 1.7 million? Na kama akona uwezo atainunua Kirinyaga? Anatujengea ama anatuibia? Ni mwizi ama si mwizi? William Ruto asituuzie uoga. Kenya ni home. Kenya ni nyumbani. Na William Ruto akona kura moja hapa Kenya. Hana kura zaidi ya moja, akona kura moja peke yake. Sisi ndio tulimpea urais na tunaweza itoa kwa mikono yake. The people of Kenya are supreme. When the cause is just. Nyinyi watu wa Juja mtakubali? Mimi nataka niwaambie hivi. Nikisema Ruto lies, mnasema all the time. Ruto lies and all the time, and that is his nature. Sasa huyu mtu anaitwa William Ruto tumemwelewa vizuri, na amezoea kutuuzia uoga. Anasema kwamba tukiandamana atatupiga risasi. Ni nani ananunua risasi Kenya? Ni yeye ama ni sisi? Pesa ambayo inanunua risasi Kenya si ni pesa yetu? Ni nani ananunua bunduki Kenya? Ni William Ruto ama ni sisi? Ni nani analipa polisi Kenya? Ni Ruto ama ni sisi? Kwa nini anatumia bunduki ambayo inafaa kulinda wa Kenya kuua wa Kenya?
Mr. MIGUDA, I think you've watched that. Allow me to add Captain to the screen as well. People are talking about this young man, Mr. Morara. Some of them are giving positive comments. Some of them are giving negative comments. You know, we all have this. The Constitution gives us that leeway of giving our opinions. Maybe your take on the comments of Mr. Morara Kebaso. And again, I saw a clip where Dennis Itumbi was being asked about the comments and what Mr. Morara is doing. And Dennis Itumbi said that the young man is doing a good thing and that he supports him in what he's doing, but he should not overdo it. They're also trying to defend the whole thing, saying that among the projects that were launched by the president, and Morara went to try give some information to this project to the people. They're saying that these projects were launched by the president when he was still the deputy president, and that the previous government literally stopped continuing with these projects just because the DP then, the president, Ruto, was not in good communication with the president. And they also said that the person who stopped these projects was the former interior minister, Fred Okengo Matiang'i, Dr. Daktari. The same question, I think the president also spoke about it sometimes back. He said that, yeah, it is true that there are some projects which were launched and they're not yet completed. He gave the same narrative. From what you've watched and the comments of these people, the likes of the president and Dennis Itumbi, what's your take in the whole thing that you've watched and what Mr. Morara is doing? And the communication that he gave while he was in Juja?
Basically, I would like to give you a little background of who Morara is, or who Morara is made of. The likes of Morara are those people who are said to have balls of steel. And you understand what I say in quote, balls of steel in quote. There are 4 people I've met in my life since my childhood who I can compare with Morara. One died in 2010. You might not know him, but I know him. The other one also was my schoolmate, but now he was destroyed with drugs. Now he cannot come out. Now I remain with two people. One, Morara, and two, Babu Owino. Those four men, they have same features. They are not cowards. They are brave, and they say what they mean and mean exactly what they said. They don't care whether you're going to kill them, you're going to arrest them, whatever you're going to happen to them. They don't care. So it's very unfortunate that two of them are out of the mix. One was supposed to become member of parliament in 2013, but died in a tragic road accident. Today he could be governor of some county somewhere. The other one, who was my schoolmate, was destroyed with drugs and is now in the street of Nairobi. If he can be taken to rehabilitation, he can pull a surprise. For those who are saying that Mara is not going anywhere, those people, let them watch this space. Marara is going far. The only thing that can stop Marara, just like Babu Owino, is death. If there's no death, these guys are going far. You know, Babu Owino almost was going to be destroyed with drugs and women until he was stopped. By the time he involved in shooting of DJ Evolve, the court stopped him. And from that time, Babu has never drink any alcohol. And he also stopped going around with women. And he has confessed that one. He used to take everything, including cocaine. He has confessed in this media. So Babu Owino is also going far. If he could have taken that route of drugs, he could have been destroyed. So these two guys, Babu Owino and Morara, are going far. Only death can stop them. That is a bit historical background of these people. And if you look at them, all of them, even the two I've told which are not in the mix, they all score A-. None of them can score A plane. They are always average students. They are bright, intelligent, but they can't go beyond A-. They are brave, and they can do anything. If you look at the historical background, the people who led strikes in schools, they were expelled, some were suspended, and even in their house, they caused some tragic incidents. But Morara is lucky. Morara is married, he's having 2 kids, so he has nothing to lose. Unlike Babu Owino. So these two men, you must watch them keenly. Only death will stop them. Without death, they will go far. Coming to your question, I was trying to give you a little background of the people you want to analyze so that you know who are you dealing with. These are different people. You know, some of us can grow cold feet when we are arrested. We can grow cold feet and we can stop criticizing government. But these people, only death can stop them. Morara is factual in his sentiments. Is very factual because, and even look at the way, I can learn many things from him. Look at the way he's trying to resonate with the audience. The audience are literally resonating so well with him. And he's using all the script of Mr. President. He's imitating the Mr. President, but contrary to what Mr. President is saying. But he's resonating so well with the ground. But next thing that, the people are quiet listening to him. And look at him. He's even having references. Off-ed. He's not reading any book. He's not reading any mobile phone. He's having those references off-ed. So this is an intelligent young man. And this intelligent young man, they only need something small. Just like you and me, Makubra, you know very well that there's only something that we are lacking. And when I get that thing, tomorrow you understand where I can be, you know. So Morara is very lucky because he was lacking what we call goodwill. Now you can see the way people have come out, people have sponsored him. Even right now, he's having a public address system, he's having a bodyguard. Those things, they have come, they have propelled him because he only needs those things. Already he has captured the attention of the people. So you only need some fund to move across the country. Babu Owino is a bit lucky because with him, he's having funds. He can move across the country. So these guys will go far. Just like you, if you can pump something small into your camp, you can go very far. So these people are very lucky that by the time the Gen Z were protesting, Morara took advantage of that protest and came out with something unique from the people like Kasmil Makoure, and the people who shine during that demonstration. Now everybody has retreated, but Morara is still the man to be watched. When it comes to accountability, the people, even look at, is very unpredictable. He wrote on his ex that he has abandoned the Mount Kenya tour, but he has decided to go to Georgia at night. Very unpredictable. So at night, when the people or the DCI have retreated that he's not going to appear in Georgia, he's gone there at night. And being Saturday, many people were there in the market. So he's captured the attention of people. And look at the people he's targeting. At night, those people who are at market, they're lesser people. The wealthy people or the dynasty, they don't do markets at night. They're resting to their residence. So it's resonating with the hustlers, the common mwananchi. It's resonating with Wanjiku. It's reaching Wanjiku directly. So this person called Morara, if you look at him the way you want to look at Lesser, they have tried to fight back, but today they haven't captured him. When it comes to accountability, he's even giving you a reference that you know. He told people that it is Ruto who killed the children at church in Kiamba. It is Ruto who lied to Mama Mboga and Boda Boda. It is Ruto who has incorporated thieves in his government to assist him or to help him stealing. It is Ruto who forced to us the rejected finance bill on our throat to an extent that we lost lives. So he's trying to link Ruto with all wrong deeds with this current regime and also the previous regime, because Uhuru left and Ruto has remained as the president. So he's very factual and is trying to resonate with the people. So the people who want to wish Morara away, let them wish Morara at their own peril. But I can assure you, the same way these people build Babu Owino, if they could have ignored Babu Owino, if they could have not been arresting him, if they could have not been charging him with some trash cases, if they could have not, even people like Museveni coming to attack Babu in Kenya, why Museveni, the person of his state, attacking Babu, a mere MP? You are attacking, you are catapulting this guy, you are propelling this guy, you are building this guy. They are trying not to build Morara. That's why they don't want to arrest him, they don't want to mistreat him. But they are still building him because they are responding to his attacks. So the same system which built Babu Owino is going to build Kebaso Morara. And from my point of view, given an opportunity today that between Morara and Ruto, who can you vote for? I'll simply pick Morara.
Okay, thank you, Mr. MIGUDA. Captain Kip, are you there?
Niko area.
Karibu, give us your comments. Maybe you can talk about the accidents and the fire, and then you'll get to the to the topic.
Maybe to start from what MIGUDA said, that if he is given a chance to vote, he will vote in Morara, and not Babu Owino. Yeah, you will vote him in because
I said Morara, not Ruto, not Babu Owino. Morara to Ruto, not Babu Owino.
Yes. Even if it is Babu Owino, also I know you'll vote in Morara. You are voting in Morara because he's still like a new baby in the market. His lies are still fresh.
No, between Babu and Morara, I'll vote for Babu, not Morara.
Yeah, even if it is Babu, his lies is not yet deep inside your mind. You are still taking take time to understand things, and then you'll know how to vote. You see, which language do you think Kebaso Morara has that is so much different with what William Ruto is saying? The same narrative. He's telling us that tumetenga hii, anatokea juu ya gari ama atokei? Ameanza kwenda kutafuta watu, kuna vitisho, Ruto sijui unafanya hii unafanya nini. Just the way Ruto was attacking the government of Uhuru Kenyatta, Now Morara Gebaso is there now to attack the government of William Ruto. We know them. He's still in the market. What is his name? Jimmy Wanjigi. He has been trying so, but because now he's getting old, his narratives are getting used to Kenyans. Kenyans, they don't care about him. Now they now have a bride in the market that now they are ready to listen to. Give Morara one or 2 weeks. Give him 1 or 2 weeks. You will not see him anymore. Mark my words. That is Kenya that we are in. You cannot come to us using the same language, even the same talking style of William Ruto, and tell us that you are fighting William Ruto. There is no way. I'm not supporting William Ruto in any way, but I know. And you might even be wondering that Morara Gebaso is being sponsored by outside people, but they are in government, the same people. Morara Gebaso is being funded just like tarnishing the name of the president, and on the other hand, they are sponsoring him. You see, having that public addresser, I think even when you follow the NEMA rules and all whatever, to run into public meetings and all whatever, I think you have to be licensed, if I'm not wrong. You check on that. What were you saying, the host? Did Gachagua mock President Ruto?
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. Actually, I'm getting into that now. The deputy president is nowadays. He used to call himself the truthful man. I don't know whether that's changed. I'm not so sure. I think he's still a truthful man, and that is why today, while I think he was in Mount Kenya, if I'm not wrong. There's an MCA who had requested that had requested him to help them build a road. And when he was speaking, he said very well that I cannot promise you that we are going to do that road. I cannot do that because I am a truthful man. I don't want to lie. Those were his words. That I don't want to come and launch something here, and then after some days you will come back telling me that, oh, I launched this and it has not been worked on. So he said categorically that he doesn't want to lie to the people. He has to go back to the government and confirm if there is money that he can bring so that that road can be made. So many people were seeing this as he's attacking his senior, that is the president, because the people of Kenya knows very well that the president had been launching roads and so many projects, but immediately leaves the site. Nothing actually goes on. And that is what the young man Morara is doing. So I wanted to connect the two. So maybe your comments on how the DP tackled what was brought before him. Mr. MIGUDA, you go first. Was the deputy trying to be a truthful man by telling the people that I'm not going to promise something that I cannot deliver, as his boss has been doing, or what was he trying to tell the people?
I thought could keep
before we go on that, you are asking something about the school that was, I don't know. There's a school that banned.
I'd give you
any idea, but I saw some parents outside. They are crying, and I don't know what exactly happened.
Maybe we should let you know. It could be you're not within. There's a school in Nyeri called Endarasa Primary School. This school, there was fire in this school, and we lost almost 20. We lost 21 students who were already confirmed dead. There is a good number, around 60 to 80 who are hospitalized, some with serious burnings. Around 70 by yesterday. We were being told that while fire was going on, they escaped the school, they ran away, they have not been seen by their parents. So I think that is the state. We were just letting you know about it. That is what happened. happened. It happened
What are they
yesterday.
saying about this fire? How did the fire erupt until?
That is what we are still waiting. The deputy president was there. He said that they are still investigating. So we are waiting to see or to hear what really happened, what really transpired, because it is something which has caught the attention of the world. We even saw the Pope of the Catholic Church commented, and he actually sent its condolences to the people of Kenya and especially to the families who lost the young ones. And again, this evening, there's fire which had just broken. That had just been reported again in Isiolo. What was the name of that school? Isiolo Girls. Yeah. So that is the state.
Okay.
That
This
going
one
on.
for Nyeri is a primary school. Huh?
Yeah, it's a primary school.
Primary school, private or what? Is it a private or the government?
It is a private school.
You know, some of us as parents here, we have had that mentality of pretending to invest in our children in good schools. Because some of us, even we went to school, we are going to school in the morning without shoes, of course. And your legs are well, umepaka mafuta vizuri, unatembea na ile kinyasa yako iko na tochi mbili huko nyuma. Lakini saa 6 ukirudi lunch uko na socks ya vumbi imefika hapa juu. Na tukasukuma hiyo maisha namna hiyo mpaka penye tulifika. Result ya class 8 ikatokea, tukaenda penye tulienda. Yeah, form 4 ikatokea, good, well, or what, wherever it was. Until now, we are where we are now. That even some of us, we can manage to have taken those children to such a like school. Not because we mean anything negative for them the way that it has happened right now, but we want the best for them and not to go through what we went through in our lives. But now again, sasa shetani anakuja na familia yake yote mzima, anakuja anakaa kwa kitanda kabisa, anawakalia. Vitu kama hizo inafanyika. Those things happen that you start regretting that. For me, I went to a primary school even without shoes, and I made it. Because for me, I'll call it I made it. It is the only true God that I'm where I am right now. I'll call it I made it, because even some of my colleagues, they are the best drinkers somewhere. Cannot mention that. So accident is accident. Let's call it an accident. But where were the fire extinguishers or these fire trucks from all the counties? Because like some of us where we are, when fire erupts, it doesn't matter whether it's private fire company, whether it's for county government, whether it's for national government. Fire is an accident, and all the fire companies will have to attend. And for your information, the fire department in some countries, like some of the countries that we are in, is not for anybody personal, or any farm, or any NGO or whatever. It is for government. That is specifically for government, and there is no day that they say there is no water and all whatever. For example, I know now in Nyeri County, we have fire department, and those trucks are there. The driver is paid, and when something like that happened yesterday, the person is getting salary very well, but where are the children now? Where are the children? We wait for these people to sleep on duty. We come up here in these platforms and maybe other media stations. We make noise. Like today, we'll make noise here. Tomorrow again, we'll have a different topic. Nothing will change. And somebody is getting salary. At the end of the month, ATM
Captain, we are not even, allow me to say this, we are not even going to make noise tomorrow. It is actually happening this night again. There's fire going on in one of the schools.
That you see now, there is sequence of fires in schools. Like some other time also, it was like the students were competing. Kama shule fulani wamechoma yao, sisi tunangoja gani? Unaona? And I see we are now going in that sector right now. That when a school has banned theirs, another school, they say, no, we cannot wait for other school. It is now our turn to ban our school, and then we go home. Just by trying to avoid the examinations. It really even a point where even in my home village, we didn't want to see any student with 5-liter jerrycan of water saying anabeba maji. Hiyo si maji, hiyo tulikuwa tunakusema hiyo ni petrol unaenda kuchoma shule. Hata mambo ya kwenda sijui watoto hii wa primary kuchukua maji kwenda kuosha shule Friday hakuna. Ilibidi tukatae kwa sababu ni kama wale wengine wanaenda, wale wa high schools wanaenda kupatiwa petrol. We need to be more sensitive on our children, on how we are handling them. And it's not a must that we have to take them to a very expensive school, private one, at the boarding. They are good results. Somebody is clever. Somebody who is not clever, anaenda shule hata ya serikali, apigwe panel beating na alete results mzuri. You see? But now we force our children, no, usikuja hapa kama umeanguka hesabu, usikuja hapa sijui kama hujui kuandika Kiswahili. Sisi kama Kiswahili ni ngumu. Hakuna vile utalazimisha.
Yeah. Kenya Revolutionary is saying hi to you, Mr. Captain. He's saying that say hi to Captain the octogenarian.
Ambia amelipa bills. Ama hajalipa bills, atume M-Pesa namba tulipie bills.
Ni kama hajalipa bills. Tunafaa tumsaidie.
System yangu haionyeshi comments.
I think hawezi ona, you are not able to see the comments. You should.
I cannot see the other comments from the comment section panelist, but I can see the inbox one maybe.
You should be seeing. I don't know why.
There's something because on the other platforms I see.
Yeah. Okay, I'll see whether it's our setting from this other side or if it is. Yeah, I'll try to address that next time. Yeah, so to our viewers, thank you for joining. Thank you for being with us as we are continuing the conversation. Our panelists, the president, together with the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, they were in China.
But you are giving MIGUDA something to say.
He had spoken about the same. I think he had. Unless
no. Keep is right. You have skipped the issue of Gachagua and Ruto. You have gone to another topic.
Okay. Welcome, Mr. Kenya Revolutionary. Today you can see you've changed the name. Karibu sana. Karibu sana.
You have skipped that topic, Makobura.
Which topic?
Rigiji attacking Ruto.
Yeah.
Oh, you were supposed to go. Yeah, it was you. We were waiting for your comments. Yeah, and then we'll give the octogenarian to say something. Yeah.
So I'm like, Rigiji is a very interesting politician. Rigiji is saying that he's a truthful man, he's a man of God. But as we are asking our question, if he's a truthful man and man of God, who is not truthful? Who is this person, the opposite of Rigiji? Does it mean that the president is not truthful? Does it mean that the president is not man of God? I know, men of God, you are resonating very well with the people of Mount Kenya. Rigiji is trying to play the same script Ruto played against Uhuru, the same tactic. Because Ruto used to blame Raila that when Raila came into handshake, the Big Four agenda, they lost it as the Jubilee government. Now, Rigiji want to say that he's truthful man, so that when that time of accountability reach, he'll say that, but me, I was truthful man of God. But me, I was very truthful. Me, I never promised roads. Me, I only promised electricity, which I brought. The person who promised roads is Mr. President. It is a president who was promising fake promises. He's just looking for a scapegoat the same way William Ruto look for a scapegoat during handshake government. Instead of them working or instead of them cooperating, they are busy in rift. But it is not good for the country, for the president and deputy president not to be in one unison, because you have seen as a nation, whenever the president and the deputy president are not in good terms, we end up not developing our country. We end up not bringing development to the people. So remember when Kibaki was working with Kalonzo Musyoka, they were in unison, and they worked for the people of Kenya. To date, the people of Kenya still remember in the late President Mwai Kibaki, because his vice presidents were not in any rift with him. When there was a rift between Uhuru and Ruto, you see what it caused. Right now, I will advise Rigiji and William Ruto, they should not be in rift. All of them should postpone their ambition and work for the people of Kenya. They should put the interests of the country ahead of their interests. But in their case, you find that Rigiji is overambitious. His interest is ahead of the interest of the people. Similarly, Mr. President also, his ambition and interest is ahead of the country to an extent that is incorporating the opposition people into his government for the sake of saving his second term and his current term. So these people should not be in rift, because if they are in rift, we the people, we don't get development, because we are going to join them into their wars. We are going to join them into their rift instead of us waiting for them to bring for us development as a nation. Therefore, as a people, we should not focus on their rift. We should not focus on their disunity. We should not focus on their ambitions. We should not focus on their narratives. Let us be vigilant. Let us be the oversight to this government, this defunct government. Let us be watchful. Let us not be swayed with their interest and their ambition in politics.
Okay, thank you, Mr. MIGUDA. I think another difference that we are seeing here that maybe I would want you guys to clarify. You know, this difference that we are seeing between the president and the deputy, for the first time we are seeing it in the first term, hardly first term. The one that we saw in the previous government, you remember they started having disagreement in their second term, and it didn't really affect us too much, especially when it comes to service delivery to the people. Do you think this one is going to help us as a country? Because the differences that we are seeing between the two, the DP and the president, they've started as early as in their first term. Are we going to see this even in the coming second term? And are they even going to continue working together? I really wanted to hear from Kenya Rebel. I don't know where he has gone to. Captain, what are you saying?
I'm trying to say, it's my turn.
It's your turn, and then maybe MIGUDA will finish. But I wanted to hear something from Kenya Rebel. If you can come back, kindly, you can proceed, Captain.
I think Octogenarian will come. Don't worry about him. I know. Let me say, this thing of mocking William Ruto or mocking the president is not. William Ruto is somebody whom we can say is incurable. Huyo ni article, yani hata asikii chochote. Unakumbuka Uhuru akisema ile siku Kayole kama ilikuwa wapi Jakaranda, mwingine anakuja kutangatanga hapa mpatie hizo projects, lakini alitangatanga mpaka bana amefika saa hii hapa. Huyo ni boiler, adiko boiler asikii chochote huyo. So hata saa hii tukiongea hapa sijui amemokiwa na deputy wake. Sasa wewe unammock na yeye adimokiwa na president mzima, wewe sasa ni mdogo wake, hasa yeye ndiye ako juu. Hawezi make. You cannot. Even now I had the best leader for MIGUDA that let's not vote in William Ruto even 2027 asifike. Ni nani usai tukisema hata sai twende kiwanja, if not baba twende kiwanja sai, na isemekana hakuna serikali na bado Ruto ako kwa ballot, ni nani atamweza? Leave alone even hata hii ujanja kidogo hii ya kufanya ndio mara upate kura ama nini, hata kuomba kura peke yake. Wewe unamdharau saa hii kabla afika akuongeleshe, lakini the moment ataongea maneno 2-3 hivi ya 4, wewe ndio number 1 kupiga makofi. I like the way MIGUDA said that William Ruto always say that tulikuwa tumepanga hii. Was it MIGUDA or was even Kebaso? Tulikuwa tumepanga hii tukahiriwa. I think it was Kebaso himself.
Yeah, it was Kebaso. It's the clip played, yeah.
And I promise Kebaso this way, that even now what William Ruto has already arranged, you have come in yourself as Kebaso. And that is the campaign tool for William Ruto 2027. So muliona kijana ingine alikuja hapa kuzunguka akiwaambia sijui, ikasimama hatungeweza kufanya tena. Naenda China huko anazunguka Juja sijui, anasema anaambia nini wananchi. Kenyans are good, bro, in forgetting things. And this one will be forgotten. Even Morara Kebaso in 1 or 2 months. Sahi unaona Kasamuel sasa anaelekea kusahulika pole tu. Tuko Kebaso sahi. By 1 month tutapata mtu mwingine tena ametokelezea. Lakini tutakuwa na wale mahadiko boilers wenye waondoki kwa the arena of politics. Akina Zudi, akina Babu Wino. We know them. Yani wakipotea kidogo hivi, we try by all means, hata media wanaenda pale kuambia mheshimiwa asiongee kitu. Kwa sababu siasa yao wameongeza mpaka Roiko. Na ile nuru beef ya kuku. Wezi kaa bila kikaa kidogo nataka akuje sema kitu mheshimiwa. Saa hii unaona alinunulia nani tingatinga. Huyu Nuru Okanga.
Yeah.
Mbona Nuru Okanga angekataa ati angenunuliwa na mtu ya ODM? Sisi wote tuko dunia kutafuta pesa nani? Lakini Kebaso yeye anaona pesa ya Ruto ni ya nchi nyingine, shauri yake. Ole wao, utakuwa maskini kwa sababu ya
Annie in the comment is saying that ni relay si ya mtu mmoja.
Which relay?
Hii mambo yetu hii ya siasa hii tunaona.
Yes, ni relay. Mwenye atafika mapema nyakua. Sasa hii Nuru Okanga anaenda kupata yake polepole tu. Kwa sababu ya nini? Mdomo yake. Na si ati amesoma, hajasoma. Morara Kebaso ana madegrees ndio. Lakini sasa anaomba anaomba gari ya kutokelezea juu. Watu kama kina Nuru Okanga anaenda studio Obina show na socks tofauti. Na hiyo hata haionekani, na mtu anaona hiyo. Lakini sasa yako na tingatinga. Bibi yake amefunguliwa saluni. Wewe yako unakunywa turungi hapo ndupia. Naingia indasaleria kuomba kwa gate. Kibarua. Na mdomo hii tu tuko nayo, hii inaweza kusaidia upate kitu. Kenya, work smart, bros. Work smart. Don't wait to be employed in the government. Work smart, tumia akili.
Very well. Thank you, Mr. Captain. MIGUDA, what's your take on it?
Just to add on what I never finished my point on Rigiji and William Ruto. I agree with whatever Captain is saying, but it doesn't mean that everybody can get his way through. Those people cannot even speak. So just look for your space and you get your way, not through politics. People can make their ways through many things. Doesn't matter for. But even you never know. Even maybe Morara being opposition, there's some funds he's getting from somewhere. There are those people like those critics. Those people are criticizing government, so they are sponsoring him. You never know. Don't even through that opposition, he will find his way maybe in future. Nuru Okanga also begin like this. Used to oppose Uhuru Kenyatta. It took him some time to get whatever he has today. So we just wish everybody the best. I wanted to finish that the problem with Rigiji is that Rigiji is trying to copy what Ruto did to Uhuru. He's trying to do what copy pasting. He ought to have used a different way or a different strategy. Maybe he should, As a scholar, you don't need to plagiarize. You don't need to copy your friend's work. Because if you copy your friend's work, maybe your friend is the original author of that work. So you might not know whatever he or she undergo to get it. So Rigiji should apply new app, like maybe if at all he can't be creative, let him use AI, so artificial intelligence, so that he can inquire what steps he need to make going forward. But this issue of him criticizing William Ruto for him to find a scapegoat that he was in that government, but he used not to lie, he used to speak the truth, that is bullshit. When we are holding everybody to accountability, we are going to hold everyone, be it the president, the deputy president, and everyone in that government. We will not separate Rigiji from Ruto. We will hang all of them together. The mistake we did, we separate Uhuru Kenyatta from Ruto, and you see where we are today. We ought to have hung all of them because they were elected in one ticket. Rigiji should stop this scapegoating, the tactics which was used by William Ruto to ascend to power.
Okay, thank you, Mr. MIGUDA.
Okay.
I think we should.
Iguda, you are saying it doesn't matter, or it doesn't mean that being opposition cannot win or what. Let me ask you one question. Where is Jimmy Wanjigi? Until even he's putting on a scarf, ODM scarf, no one is even listening to him now. No one is listening to him. Even right now, you have to get the Xumu pale. Aenda ongee sijui nini. Utaona angelimu mawe kama yada. Baba is in government now, and you cannot go there with a scarf of ODM to speak negatives about Baba. Same case to Gebaso. Kwa nini anataka kwenda Nyeri? Bwana ana oppose. Si aende. Si mwanaume. All those who funded him, they know that they have funded a fool to be a clever. We call them clever fools. Those are clever fools. I'm not supporting Ruto in any way, but Kebaso, what he's doing is attacking William Ruto directly, direct. Use diplomacy to attack the government. And no one has won in any world by attacking the government. I've never seen. Even right now, the war between these countries here of Gaza and the Middle East countries, they are fighting. And the people they have been fighting since even. But no one is winning. Always the government is there defending the people. So we voted William Ruto. He's going to defend us. Akichoka ama atapata 2027 kama atapata shutembea. Mwenye tutamuingiza atadefend. Mwingine wa opposition tena atakuja. Sijui kama atakuwa ni Kebaso ama hata inaweza kuwa ni mimi ama tutakuwa
ni mimi. Hata mimi nataka kuwa president.
Hata inaweza kuwa hata ni wewe. Hiyo kiti si ya mtu. Si ya mtu personal. It is for all of us Kenyans.
Okay, so, thank you. I think we should move to the next thing that I wanted us to talk about. The president, together with the former prime minister, I think with some close allies, some member, cabinet secretary, and Governor Simbarati, they went to China. And while in China, we saw them having conversation with so many leaders, and we saw that Raila got a chance to have a conversation with some presidents. And the people of Kenya have been saying so many things concerning that. Some of them are saying that, since the Raila got into power, he's now like a deputy president, is going with the president everywhere. Some of them are saying that the president made that, went with him there so that he would get an opportunity to converse with the other presidents. We also saw Simbarati was there. Some people are saying that he had gone to pay some dowry. Some people are saying just because he married from China, so president going with him was like a good thing, that it would be seen like the people of Kenya are diverse to an extent that they've gone up to China to get beautiful ladies from that side. Mr. I think who should go first?
I
On the
think I should go
whole,
because I need to get together.
okay, you should. Then they do. Yeah, give us your opinion and your all comment on that trip of the president together with the former premier. We saw the former premier having conversation with presidents, the likes of the president of Zambia, the president of with some presidents. Maybe your take on that.
Even also, I'm sure he met with this other candidate from this France, Francophone, whatever country. I don't know what's the name. He met with him. So for me, what I can see and what I can project, many people, they don't want anything positive for Raila. I don't know why. Raila, he's hated by so many people. You'll see, somebody will come here 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, liking Raila. At the end of it, Raila will not go anywhere. Raila will do what? I don't know what's wrong with people. It's not that I'm supporting because maybe he must have supported Ruto or what. But since this thing of AU started, I came to realize so many people, they don't want anything good for Raila. But this time round, I see when he goes around with the president like that, I think we are getting something good. I foresee there's something good. There's something good coming because even on a meeting that was there today, how the comments were, there's something good coming. Simba Arati is not captain here. He's not the host. Forget your name. He's not Miguda. He's not even octogenarian himself who has disappeared here. Simba Arati is the governor for Kisii. Simba Arati is the leader in Kenya. These people who are reducing Simba Arati to belong to dowry level of paying cows, I think they must be having a problem in their heads. Does it mean that the dowry has never been paid? And the Chinese lady speaking Kikusi Apagusi in Kisii? I don't think. Those are people who can pay the dowry within 1 hour. Wamekatia msichana ni ngapi unataka analipa sahihi. But sisi tukikuja hapa tunaanza kuwa na ile ukazumba ya Wakenya, ile uchinga ile. Una reduce mtu kiongozi ameenda kuombea watu wake wa Kisii kwamba sasa mumenipatia msichana, yes. Na you can fund the government of Kenya. Wakati mna fund the government of Kenya, angalia hapo Kisii kidogo. Hapa iko msichana yenu. Nafikiri wale wa Chinese watakataa. So people, bro, they have big minds. They think ahead. In fact, that is even the best idea now for people of Kisii to be funded directly through the county government of Kisii because of their government. It's not lazima that wapitie sahi national government. No, it's not a must. Simba Arati himself anaweza ongea na wale watu wa China, aende China himself na aende aombe msaada bila hata president, akiintroduciwa na bibi yake. Na pale Kisii itakuwa London, my brother, itakuwa London. Si tutabadilisha sasa, tunatoa Eldoret City tunaenda Kisii City. But sasa unajua our people hawaangaliangi kitu mzuri. Negatives, always negative. Anyway, it's not bad, because even for me, if I may ask, Mudavadi alikuwa ameenda huko kufanya. For Simba Arati, no one should oppose that one because despite the fact that being the son-in-law in that
Mudavadi is acting as the, how is it called? Foreign Affairs Minister.
Madam, unasema ni cabinet what? CS.
As much as the prime cabinet secretary is also in the docket of Foreign Affairs Ministry.
Lazima aende kila nchi.
Not really. I think that's a decision made by the presidents, the presidential team. So I think maybe we should direct that question to the people in government.
Faruk agogo ndio.
Yeah.
Wacha nitauliza saa hii usiku. Naambiwa tu saa hii, hata naweza uliza hapa na simu. Nitaambiwa
Okay,
najua hako, huyo mtu wako.
kindly share with us the information that you'd have gotten
Hii
from.
jamaa anaendanga zini za serikali kufanya nini? Kazi yake kwa hii serikali ni nini? Si tumejaribu kuuliza maswali hatuambiwi. Tumejaribu hata kuandika email huko Citizen, utuitie Faruk kwa studio, aulizwe kazi yako kwa hii serikali ni nini? Hakuna. Bana. I think those are the very disgraced people in the society that they are letting down William Ruto a lot. Hata William Ruto angeperform, lakini sasa watu kama wakiwa shida tu.
Yeah, Mr.
So,
maybe we should let MIGUDA also give his opinion on the same before we end.
Yeah, I'm listening on the background, but I'm almost going. Some few minutes I'll go.
Okay.
Obviously, to China, Musalia Mudavadi is the Prime Cabinet Secretary and also Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs and Diaspora. So sometimes he goes ahead and maybe lobby for the presidential, when president want to come to a certain area, he prepare the way for the president. So I think that's why he can accompany Ruto to China. I would like to talk about Raila's presence in China visit. Raila is the East African candidate for the AUC chairperson, and he does not only need the support from East African president or head of state, but also he needs support from across the Africa. And I don't know what was happening in China, because I saw Ruto meeting many African head of state, and he actually was introducing Raila to them. Not only introducing, I think he was trying to campaign for him. I saw people like Paul Kagame from Rwanda. I saw people like the president of Chad. I saw the president of Zambia, Gambia, Guinea-Bissau. So there were so many good number of presidents in China. I don't know what was going on in China, but that was also an opportunity for William Ruto to lobby for Raila, maybe from those colleagues, because this head of state, they are colleagues. Sometimes they can meet and discuss on the way they want Africa to be, or the way they want their chairperson to be, or whom they preferred. So I could just say that the president is having a goodwill to support Raila Odinga to be the AUC chairperson. We don't hate Baba, and the people who are saying that we hate Baba should stop it, because we loved him. In fact, we even voted for him in 2022. The people who are saying that we hate Baba did not vote for Baba in 2022. So they should not pretend today they love Baba because Baba is going to AUC, but they had an opportunity to vote for him in 2022, they never voted for him. As we're just saying that we loved him, but at times as a leader, when he's wrong, we have to point out that, Baba, you are wrong. We don't need to follow him blindly, whether it's wrong or it's right, we just follow him. We are just pointing out that, Baba, you ought to have done this, you ought to have done this and this. Not that we don't love him, we love him.
You've asked what was happening in China. It was a forum on China-Africa cooperation. I think that was what was going on over there.
So I think because that was the forum which was going on, so Ruto saw it's an opportunity to go and market Raila, because many of his colleagues were going to be present at that summit, whatever was going to happen. So that's why Raila went there, because the president has a goodwill to support him. Also, we wish him well as an elder or as a senior citizen of this country. We want him also to have something, at least Baba can say that he tried to become president for Kenya for 5 times. Now, even if he can be the AUC chairperson, so be it, so that at least we will write in his political biography that at least he was the AUC chairperson after trying to become the president of the Republic of Kenya 5 times and failed, unfortunately. Not that we hate Baba, we loved him and we wish him well, but the fact that we love him doesn't mean that we can't criticize him. We are at liberty to criticize him. That's why we love him.
Okay.
And also the presence of Simba Arati in China, I think these are just politics about paying dowry. Those are just simple politics, simple talks. the way my colleague have talked about Farouk Kibet. I don't want to discuss Farouk Kibet. I don't know him. I don't want to know him. I don't want him to know me. I heard that is a dangerous man.
Okay. Yeah, maybe before we finish the show, immediately Raila, landed. He had a meeting at his Kango Kajaramogi home where he met the people from Sakwa, those who are staying in Migori County. And in that meeting, we saw all the governors from Luo Nyanza, together with the governor of Nairobi County, that is Sakaja, were also present there. And most of them, I think the whole thing that they were talking about is that the Sakwa people, they were just giving him some hope and praying to him. It was just a come together that they were having to encourage him as he goes for this seat. And when the governors were given a chance to speak, they spoke what they thought and also gave their opinion on what is going on. Yeah, remembers the likes of Governor Rengo and the chairman of ODM currently, Governor Boma Bay. She said that all those members of parliament who had left ODM to join the government before ODM made the decision of joining the government, that if they're coming back to ODM, they should line up and they would be the last people. They would not be wanafaa kwenda nyuma ya watu. That is the comment of what she said. So maybe you'll give us your view on that. And again, there was also this call of changing revisiting and looking at the constitution, of which Governor Nyong'o, professor, he said that the issue of inclusivity is still a serious thing. And according to him, he thinks and believes that it is something that can be sorted if the people of Kenya reviews the constitution of the Republic of Kenya. And maybe I should play this clip. You'll just hear is the sound. I'll not be able to play it over here. I want to play it just here. Minute. This was Governor Nyong'o speaking.
The politics of tribalism is bad. Now, even as we are working together with the Ruto and so on, because look at some appointments are done in the ministries, in command secretaries, and so on. And yet, we cannot discuss that meaningfully. Personally, if we went back to Bomas today, what would I propose to kill tribalism or control it would be to have a parliamentary system of government where people form political parties. They're free from political parties, you go to election, if you don't get enough votes, you form a coalition with others and you form a government. It's a much better democratic government than at the present where you have presidential election and then people compete on tribal lines, and once somebody gets there, representing his tribe, appointment in state bodies are tribal. I'm assuming you. So I think let us be very, very frank with Kenyans, especially those of us who have been in the forefront of taking this country forward. There's no doubt whatsoever. You go to Tom Boyer.
Yeah, so I think you've heard that. That was Professor Nyong'o. He's saying that it's right time that we should relook into the constitution and try to rectify some clauses so that the issue of tribalism that we've been seeing is something that we can deal with if we review the constitution. Maybe your comment on what you've listened to Mr. MIGUDA first on this issue of Professor Nyong'o, and then you'll comment about the comments of the two governors about ODM and those who are seen as rebels coming back.
Governor Nyong'o, in his own right, he has a right to relook at the constitution and propose some amendment to it So there is no problem with him proposing amendments, but now he's missing the point because it's too much about tribalism. You want to bring an amendment to do away with tribalism. I don't know how you can bring an amendment that is going to get rid of the tribalism. And already in our preamble, the cultural practice has been captured that our country is diverse. You know, it is not by accident. It's not our fault. We found ourselves diverse as a country, that we are more than 43 tribes in Kenya, and we live in different culture and different tradition. So it is not by accident, it was by nature, and it has been recognized in the preamble. So, yeah, we need to look at our constitution. We don't disagree with Nyong'o, but now Nyong'o was very specific that let us relook at our constitution to deal with tribalism. So I don't know in which capacity or structure is he going to propose some amendment that is going to deal with the tribalism. That is a question for another day. When I want to discuss about the people gathering at Kanka Jaramogi to discuss maybe Odinga's, or they are wishing Odinga to be the AUC chairperson. So today, you know, they have confirmed to us that Luos are one. There are no South Nyanza Luos or Central Luos. This issue of South Nyanza Luos or Central Luos, they are just they're just being brought during politics to divide Luos. You have talked about the people of Sakwa. The people of Sakwa are coming from Awendo. They went to Kanka Jaramogi in Siaya. So you see, even the people from Bondo, they are spread all over to Awendo in South Nyanza. The people of Game, there are those who are at Rai in Kisumu. There are those who are at Asumbi in Wabei. So Luos are spread. Even the people of Nyakach, there are those who are in Migori. So this issue of people splitting Luos at the people of South Nyanza, the people of Central Nyanza, that is not true, because the people of South Nyanza today, they have gone all along to welcome Baba at Kanka Jaramogi, and they were claiming to be the people of Sakwa, and they reside at Awendo in South Nyanza. So Luos are one. Luos are united. There's no division between Luos. There are no rifts between Luos. There's no Luo of South Nyanza. There's no Luo of Central Nyanza. Once you are a Luo, you are a Luo. It doesn't matter where you reside, because all of them, they are spread across the region. If you are talking about Luos of Nyanza, Luos of Central Nyanza, soon you start talking about Luos of Nairobi, Luos of Mombasa, because there are many Luos in Nairobi and in Mombasa. So Luos are just, once you're a Luo, just a Luo. There's no division in Luos. There are no this Luo, this Luo. The only mix in Luo is the Luo Basuba. The Basuba, but they were assimilated into Luos. Now they are Luo Basuba, and they speak the Luo language. They practice the Luo culture. So they are one people. The two governors, that is Governor Wanga, talking about those people who went to meet Ruto before Raila met Ruto, and they are going to rally behind the people in ODM. I'll disagree with Gladys Wanga. That's why I said we love ODM, though we are not members of ODM. Because it's our party, a democratic party in the country, we love it. We love Baba. We love them. We love Wanga. We love those leaders. But the fact that we love them doesn't mean that we don't need to criticize them. We must criticize them. What is it that is special, that is different from what the people who went to meet Ruto first and the people who met Ruto later, and they were even made CS? People like Mark Nyamita, Tom Ojienda, Gideon Ochanda, Elisha Odhiambo, Karoli Omondi, they met Ruto. They were portrayed as community traitors. Later on, Baba met Ruto. In fact, Badi and Opiyo Wandayi has been made finance, treasury, and energy, respectively. And you are telling us that because those people met Ruto earlier, now they are going to line behind. They are not. They are not members of ODM because they met Ruto. That is more of a dictatorial system of governance in that party. ODM is a democratic party. It is Orange Democratic Movement. It should portray that democratic symbol in it. it should not protect, instead of democratic being it, it is the orange dictatorial movement. They should erase that dictatorial movement into their mind. Each and every person has a political right and a political choice. Each and every person has a right to associate with any politician. It is guaranteed in the constitution of the political rights that you have a right to associate with any political party or any politician. But the fact that these members associated with the Ruto, they came back, they are now being punished. But the people who met Ruto and further they were made even CS in the government, they are not being punished. The Orange Democratic Movement should demonstrate that democracy.
Okay, thank you. Captain, maybe you can say something. Miguda's network, I think, has dropped.
I had MIGUDA saying the punishments of those people who have joined the ODM now is not existing. But if the other people, the junior ones, when they join the government, they are punished. Of course, you cannot outshine your master, bro.
He was actually reacting to the comments of the two governors, that is Governor Chilo and Governor Wanga. While they were at Kanka Jaramogi, they said that those members of parliament, especially the ones who are coming from, who are members of ODM and are from Luo Nyanza, that they've shown some interest in coming back to ODM. So Governor Wanga was saying that if they are coming back, they should know that watapanga laini nyuma ya watu wengine, wasije wakafikiria ya kwamba watakuwa mbele. Wameambiwa ya kwamba watapanga line nyuma ya wale ambao wako hapo already, because walikuwa wamepanga line lakini walitoka. Sasa wakirudi warudi nyuma. That was a comment. Maybe your take on that.
Kwa sababu walitoka ODM wataingia sasa na nyuma.
Wamekubaliwa kurudi lakini wajue ya kwamba wanaenda nyuma, wanapanga line. So if there is anything any consideration, no, kama kuna project ingine inapeanwa ama kama kuna mambo ingine nzuri inapeanwa, wajue wanaipata ya mwisho.
Usikae, hiyo ODM ikae. Tuko na watu kama akina Alfred Giteri, wao pia basi warudi UDA na waingie na nyuma, kama wataingia na mbele sijui. Wakwende huko na hizi machama zao. In fact wao ndio tukileta watu kutoka independent wanakuja kuwanyang'anya ma certificate. Na wanalazimisha watu wao. That's nonsense. Yeah, I don't support such.
Very well. Yeah, so I think I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to everyone who was watching, especially those who have commented. I want to say thank you to Captain for joining and being part of the panelist. To Gibson Corner, thank you so much for always being with us. To Annie, thank you so much. Kenya Rebel, thank you so much. Judy Mustafa, thank you so much. Gitonga, thank you so much. Tony Cruz, thank you so much. Judith Karita, thank you so much. Benson, thank you so much. Kenya Newsline, thank you so much. Jessica Matunga, thank you so much. And many more. Thank you so much, everyone who joined. Thank you for your comments. If you're new to Brother Benson Media, kindly like and subscribe. We will really appreciate. We are saying thank you for being there for us. Thank you for your support. If you're new, kindly like and subscribe to Brother Benson Media, because this is where your opinion counts. Mr. Miguda, I don't know what happened. Your network was not very stable. Your last comment to the people before I give Captain a chance to say bye-bye to our viewers.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I almost finished my point. So, to cut it short first, let us sometimes be realistic that even if Baba is always right, or ODM is the largest party, or Wanga is the best governor, but whenever they are wrong, let us have that room for critics. We don't need to follow them blindly. Not that we don't love them. We love them, we respect them as leaders, but we must criticize them, whether we feel that they are wrong. In my last roundup, I would like just to say to our viewers, it's always a pleasure to be here. It's always good that we can have this like 2 hours spending with you people. We have been viewing for the last 2 hours. We are very grateful. We haven't taken it for granted. Continue sharing, subscribing, be vigilant, and sometimes also try to join. The link is always down there. You join so that we can have a very diverse opinion. We don't need to depend on 2 people. Maybe there are many things we might be wrong or we might be right. So you just join. If you join, we can live for you, because as we are older members. We are card holders. So we want many card holders. Pleasure to be here always, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you, Mr. MIGUDA. If you're new, kindly like and subscribe. This is a channel where we always give our opinion. We invite friends. Anyone who has anything to say, we're always open. Mr. Captain, what's your last remarks?
Kwanza gavana wanga aliiba kura. Hakuna kitu anaweza ongea. She's supposed to be the last person to talk in ODM. Na akiendelea kuongea hivyo tutaambia Kidera aendeleze kesi sasa. Kidera aliambiwa awache kesi ndio akapewa kazi, sija alipewa kazi gani serikali. Unaona? Gavana wanga akitaka sasa hiyo mambo yake itamusha hiyo. Aende nyumbani. Aliiba kura mingi sana excess hata kuliko watu wa Homa Bay. Watu wa Homa Bay hawafiki hiyo namba. Sina maneno. Me too, what I can say is share the link whenever you are online. Always don't wait some of us to come in to request for the link, because there are even some of my colleagues outside.
I don't know why sometimes I do forget. I think Mr. MIGUDA, anytime we are getting to the show, the first thing, kindly remind me to share the link so that anyone who wants to join can join. I'll try.
There's somebody from Wasingishu you wanted to join, but he doesn't understand. He doesn't know where the link is. That's why I came in late. Okay, so be sharing the link.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'll try my level best. Whenever we're having a show, I'll always share the link.
Yeah, and be appreciative to some people like Gypsy Corner there. Gypsy Corner is always even though alikosana na kuingia online live kama sisi hapa, maybe he's a fan of writing, which is also allowed. This part of the communication, it's allowed.
Yeah, we did, and we really appreciate Gypsy Corners really supported us such as a channel.
Yes.
Gypsy Corner is one of those people who are always with us, whether we are there or not. Whenever he sees we are on, he's always we always see. She's there.
At the same time, we have so many platforms, like the octogenarian himself. He has a platform.
Yeah, he's a good friend of us. We know we do
this platform also. We have like also Africa 24. We had also the platform, but I understand squeezy wanaokoa internet. Kuna shida huko. So when some of us, you people, you see we are in another platform, can we all of us come to that platform for that day? We discuss the problems facing our people. Then maybe tomorrow it will be the turn of the other platform, or we will see which platform has many panelists or many viewers. Then we can join that one. We at least discuss something tangible to our people, not to some other side whereby the baby number is there that we are supposed to pay bills. Send money. No, just come here or just with your internet, with your phone, with your laptop, whatever the gadget you have. Like the show, subscribe, and share the other to many people. And we will move forward. We'll have a better Kenya. Thank you very much, guys, and have a good night.
Yeah, that's a good comment. We always try to partner to support each other. I think Kenya Rebel is someone that we partner with as a channel. Not just that, there's so many, and we really appreciate that. So no man can live in an island. We have to collaborate with the like-minded. So we don't take that for granted, and we are very much grateful to those of you who are supporting us. We will always pray for you so that God may give you courage and everything that you need in life. We really appreciate. If you are new, we're just reminding you to just like and subscribe, and we need you, and we don't take it for granted. Thank you so much, everyone. If you are within the equator, we say have a blessed night. When you are somewhere far from the equator, I think we are saying have a good day or a good evening or a good morning. Until tomorrow, thank you so much, and bye-bye.